What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to ToyShopFab. Hopefully some of you caught a couple of those shorts I posted. I took this thing out to our local Cars and Coffee there, hung out for a couple hours, had a lot of fun, seen some neat stuff, some new stuff, old stuff, interesting stuff. Um, Tell you what, doing something like that, it makes me, I really want to invest in some GoPros or some small cameras because I pop the hood on this, walk away for a little bit, come back, kind of pretending it's not mine, just kind of see reactions or kind of listen to what some of the people would say. And it is interesting some of the things people will say about things other people do. Some people really dug the fact that the red, the paintwork, some of the lines, they really liked it. And some people were just ornery. I don't think anything in this world is gonna make them happy, but that's not what it's about. It doesn't really matter if I can inspire somebody and look at it and go, oh man, that's awesome, or give them an idea of something just by what I've done, not necessarily have them copy or whatever, but some of the things in there, like, oh yeah, I could do that, or something like that. Inspire them. That's what I want to do. I think that's what this is. All this is supposed to be about. So. Uh, But again, but you do. There are those people. There's another Turbo LS. Whatever. It's a junkyard engine. This is a drag and drive truck. I built it just to have fun. You can find those. You can find that engine almost everywhere on Marketplace, no matter where you are. Any state, doesn't matter. You get on there, a few $100. Someone's got one. Somebody has one laying on their shop floor, which is why I did it. And if you're like me and you watch YouTube and stuff like that, you wouldn't believe how many people just grab parts from here and there, throw these things together, and they're back on the road. So they're easy, they're clean. But anyways, enough about that. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you guys are into. All right, Chevrolet, cross carts, Fords. I got that. Well, my daughter does, that Dodge pickup truck, which is actually a really cool body style. I've seen a couple of those too at the car show that look really neat. What some people can do with things. So, but like I said, it doesn't matter as long as you're happy. Get out there, it's yours. You do you. So, but like I said, let's seen some cool stuff, met some cool people. Matter of fact, even met a couple, Matt and Michelle. Eminem, Heller. They got redemption detail. Probably spent a half hour, maybe 40 minutes talking with this couple. Really cool. Definitely, we're talking about some things that made me want to kind of try moving in a different direction, or things I hadn't thought about with this whole YouTube thing I got going on. So definitely worth my time to go there and hang out. It was a lot of fun. And if you guys are ever in the North Arkansas area, or you're a subscriber here in Northwest Arkansas, hit me up in the comments. And check this out. You need your car washed. Hopefully it'll focus for you. You need your car washed, need detailed. Hit them up. Support your local business, right? But anyways, enough of that. Let's get to this truck here. I have got just over 500 miles on that truck. So now that means it's start, and I've got a few days before we get on the road and head to Power Tour. So it's time to do some maintenance to this truck. And we're going to do the maintenance using nothing but simple tools. I picked up this kit from Lowe's. I think it was between $150 and $180. You see it's got some end wrenches. It's got some 3/8 socket bits there with little regular screwdrivers, Allens, Torx, stuff like that. We've got 1/4-inch drive sockets, short and long, little ratchet extension. This spanner wrench for my wastegate, but the kit did not come with those pliers there or that crest wrench, so we're going to throw that in just for a good measure. But we got our 3/8 ratchet and socket, spark plug sockets, Allen wrenches, 1/2-inch drive. My plan is to do the oil change with this truck using nothing but our quick little our little set we have here. Easy. If I need anything, make a note so I can add it to it. That way I have it before we leave. Also going to be using nothing but scissor jack here. This actually came with the truck. Usually these things are long gone. So I'm going to use that. It's got the little extensions and our ratchet wrench. We're going to lift the truck up, get some jack stands under it. We're going to do that because that scissor jack is small. It's light. It'll fit in the toolbox I have in the back. As much fun as it would be to have that thing there banging and bouncing around in the back of the truck, we're trying to keep all this down to a minimum. Just kind of take the basics. Hopefully, hopefully we need everything. Hopefully we got everything. Shouldn't be doing any maintenance. Hopefully. I say that term. But just in case, we can do an oil change on the road there. I can get up underneath. At least we have the jack. It'll pick the truck up. I can swap out, make sure our spare fits, or swap our spares out. Little stuff like that. So just be prepared. And you know what they say, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And who knows? Someone may need some help too. So, but anyways, I'm going to get you on our little stand here. We're going to get down there. We're going to get this truck jacked up. And we're going to get started on our oil change. All right. Got our scissor jack set up underneath the front or the cross member of our frame. Now, that is the strongest part of our frame up there, so that's where we're going to set the little scissor jack. And get you back here in the stand. We're going to use, like I said, we're just going to use this because this is what a lot of people are going to have on a road trip in their vehicles. This thing's neat too, so it even tells you what direction to go. If this is facing you, you're going to go up. That's facing you, you're going to go down. So we're going to make sure to have the up facing us. That way we know we are going up. But like I said, we're just having this here with us. So try to use simple, basic tools. The plan is not to use any of this stuff because, well, as much fun as it may seem, I don't know. It's better to have them and not need them, and I'm hoping I do not need any of this stuff. I'm hoping everything goes good and smooth. We can just get out on the road, get good fuel mileage, meet some cool people, look at some neat cars, have some fun experiences, and not be broken down anymore. But just in case, we're gonna put together a small kit to have with us, just in case. All right, oil is draining. I'm gonna go ahead and top off our new filter, pop it on there. Now, I don't expect this thing to be on there for any length of time, but I am just gonna go ahead and write the date on there, just in case. It's a good practice for sure to at least write the date. This thing's got 500 miles on it. Chances are it's gonna have multiple engines in it. If I do what I want to do, so we're gonna write the date on the first one, see how long it lasts. Truck's back on the ground. Here is the oil we drained out of the truck. Actually, for what it is, it does not look too bad. There isn't really any excess shimmering, but again, it's already had one oil change prior to that, so you would have seen some a little bit of metallic on its very first oil due to all the new parts wearing into each other. But so that looks good. There isn't a whole lot of shimmer in that. Most of it came out with this first one. Now I've gone ahead and set up our oil filter here in the vise. I'm going to cut the top open. We're going to check the if we can see anything showing some internal things coming apart or not liking each other. So go ahead and get you here. Actually, doesn't seem to be doing too bad one-handed. But if any of you know, it's like a really big tubing cutter. Run around a couple times. Boom. Just cuts open the top. Oh yeah. Comes apart really well. I'm gonna go ahead and hand you off to Seth. There he is. So now I got an actual cameraman here. Go ahead and pull the top off this guy. just set them in here. Basically, just want to look for any indication of nothing liking itself. Basically, it's tearing itself apart. Now, go ahead and take that guy off. Let's dump some of this out in here. Yeah, just kind of dump it back and forth. Run it a little thin. Maybe we can get some parts out of it, but come on in here, bud. See here, so I'm not seeing any big pieces, any big particles. So far it looks pretty good. And that's good actually. That makes me happy. So if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, go check it out if you want to, but this is a complete junkyard engine with new cam bearings, new main bearings, new rod bearings. It didn't really need the rod and mains, but because we're spinning it at a higher RPM, I went ahead and added, put some King race bearings in it with 1/1000th extra clearance, because we do plan on spinning this thing up a little higher than normal. I am now going to grab a screwdriver, because I am just that prepared for everything. Go ahead and pop this guy off. Kind of feels like it's glued in there, but hoping it'll just pop out, but it doesn't feel like it. Maybe I can pull the element out. There we go. Yeah. See if we can just pop the element out of here. Now, if you're ever interested on what the inside of a microguard filter looks like, this element actually came off really, really simple. Did not have to fight it whatsoever. Go ahead and dump the rest of the oil. In fact, we'll just let it sit there. Little bit of shimmer. But like I said, new engine, new parts. It is to be expected. What you really want to look for is big particles. So get in there. Just a little bit of, like a little bit of sludge or something, maybe some remnants left over in the previous, it's from its previous life in a avalanche. But I am not seeing any indication of little shinies, little copper pieces, or any metal flakes. Let's go ahead and check the other side as well, just to be on the safe side. So if you get in there and look at that side there, this side as well, just a little bit of deposits, like dirt deposits, probably, like I said, from its previous life. And maybe not getting everything out, because we did wash this with brake cleaner and purple power and a pressure washer and an air dryer or air gun. So, but I am not seeing. Let's see if we can get this guy out of here. Probably not coming out because I crushed the bottom of it. Way to go, silly head. But I'm pretty sure if we were going to see anything, we'd have seen it already. So, no big chunks in the filter. That's where we would have seen most of it. No big chunks in the oil. Very, let's see here. Go ahead and tilt this a little bit, because there is a little bit. It might have just been from me setting it up here, but yeah, just a little bit of dirt in there. Might be from just me having it set up here, but I'm not seeing any big metal pieces. I'm not seeing any bearing flakes or anything like that. So as of right now, I'm calling the engine good to go, which is a big relief. It's always a tad bit worrisome when you build something like this yourself. But especially this being my first LS engine. I've built plenty of other small block Fords and small block Chevys, but never one of these. So this is my first LS, or what do they call them, Vortec 5.3 LQ4. It's a truck engine, but part of the same family. So, all right, let's head on over here. Start adding some oil to this thing. Now, to make it all easier, we got about a quart of oil in this jug. That stuff off. Get that guy right there. But go ahead and just dump this guy in here. We'll go ahead and throw the full one of these in there. Now I definitely like these. I use them in every one of my oil changes because it has helped. And I think I've mentioned it before. It helps bring the oil pressure up. Recently I used it in an old Ford pickup, or the one I did the transmission rebuild on. Those if you remember, it has 347,000 miles on that pickup, and at stoplights it would the oil pressure gauge would shut off. Now those, if you don't know, that's a dummy switch. At a certain PSI it turns on and it just kicks the gauge up wherever it lands on the dash. It doesn't really function. So with that many miles on it, after the truck was warmed up, it had about 15 PSI oil pressure at idle. Always kicked up to above 30 when you're driving it, 30 to 40, which was no big deal. So I went ahead and just added a quart of that oil stabilizer in that truck, and that was done a couple months ago, actually, and it has not done it since. So it did help bring up the oil pressure, and it helps coat those bearings. So kind of helps, it does what it says, helps extend the life of your old worn out engines, but also does really good job of help protecting your new ones too. And the fact that this one has opened up bearing clearances, I figured this wouldn't hurt. So we'll add a quart of that stuff. Now I'm going to add a half of half a pint of just zinc additive. I'll go ahead and throw it in this bucket here with this oil. If I was thinking about it, I could have just had them going in already while I was doing the oil filter, but just go ahead and add some zinc. Yep, that's about half. That'll work. Grab my funnel, because again, I am so prepared for everything. Oil change is done. Of course, the fluids are topped off. You can tell we got the engine fired up. Letting it warm up. Water temp's about 130 now. Oil pressure is about 40. So 47. Not bad, but not bad for idle. So everything seems to be doing pretty good. You can see now we got 40 at idle. Engine temp is slowly climbing. We've got 543 miles on the truck, which looks like to equal 16.2 hours of runtime. That's awesome. Everything sounds good. I'm glad our oil filter didn't show any major problems, so that's awesome. Here's one thing I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull the fuel pump. So we got no fuel going to our cylinders anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and just crank it over. And what I'm listening for is, basically I want to listen to see if there's any difference while it's cranking, like any different, like any gallop, like a cylinder that sounds like it's doing something different than the others. If there is that indication, then we'll go ahead and bust out our compression tester. Probably not, because it's way too close to the deadline for me to go, and I'll probably that nothing is wrong. But just for giggles, we're gonna go ahead and crank it over, see if it sounds any different. And it does not. We've also got about 36 pounds of cranking oil pressure. Not too bad. Go ahead and put our little our fuse back in. Get this thing fired back up. Good. Oil change is done and topped off. It's got good cranking oil pressure. Just by using our calibrated ears, everything sounds good while it's rotating. So that means, for the most part, means everything's breaking in good together, which is nice. This thing usually fires up pretty quick, so it's hard for me to tell. But definitely a weight off our shoulders. Everything so far on this truck seems like it is good to go. It's definitely going to be a warm drive. But other than that, transmission seems to be working good since we've been driving it, since we installed that front cooler. Our opened up thermostat there definitely helps. As long as we get some air through. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing something a little different with the hood. May or may not have time to do that before leaving, but hopefully. But like I said, we should do okay. We should do okay. It is hot out here, but everything should be okay. I'm not too worried about it. We'll have some extra coolant there. Make sure we got plenty of time to get to places in case we got to pull over or anything like that. But all right, now that we've got that done, I'm going to get you to the back here because I got another little project I want to do. That's it's kind of neat. It's going to help me make sure that, you know, the truck is more secure. So let's get back there and let's install our new little part. All right, so what I got going on back here is, you guys saw in my last video, we went ahead and installed a hard cover for this truck. Kind of help keep everything protected. Now to help further the security of everything I may or may not have in the back of this truck, I'm going to add a tailgate lock. Neat little thing here. It actually bolts, uses the factory, goes in the factory location. You remove one of the factory bolts and replace it with one of their supply bolts because it has to be longer. And it prevents the little handle from being lifted. If you're wondering what that is, here is your part number. It's for Chevy GMC Silverado Sierra 88 to 98 manual lock. So I believe that part number is PL1050. And it is, let's go find that little sticker. So you have a name to put to the part number here. Pop and lock. So kind of a neat little thing. That's the company, Pop and Lock. Go back here, remove our little bolt there, install it in the truck. Like I said, it's just there for a little bit more peace of mind and to keep with the whole spirit of this build here. We are still using our tools from our little toolkit there. See if I can get that broke free. Oh yeah, there we go. She was snug. All right. And if you're wondering what size that guy is, it is a T40 Torx. That's your factory bolt. Now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and hand you off to the cameraman here. Because this next part I cannot do one-handed. So I figured since he's here, might as well use him, right? Don't let him go to waste. Get that other set of hands moving. So hand you off to Seth here. Right. Grab our lock. Grab our hardware, including hardware. You guys see that? It's a security screw. So you can tighten it one way, and you're not supposed to be able to loosen it the other. At least without a whole lot of force. So, go ahead and get this guy up in place. Put him right in front of the where the factory bolt used to be. Get it tucked up behind the lock here. There we go. Line more wool. This guy started. Go ahead and snug them up. Everything is snug. See here. Go ahead. Oh, tailgate is locked. Tailgate is unlocked. All right. So, definitely a cool little setup. I am, however, going to have to go to the junkyard. Probably going to pick up a bezel because it looks like it'll work. It'd be a lot smoother and a lot cleaner if the bezel was installed on this bed. But other than that, it went in really, really easy. Now I have a little bit of added security for my truck, which definitely helps a lot. So that's awesome. Again, here is our part number. You guys want to check it out, look into it for your pickup truck. And here is company, Pop and Lock. I thought it was kind of neat. So, all right, well, got our oil change done, got a new lock installed on the tailgate, got some added tools. Went ahead and added a couple extra things to our little toolkit there. Our little scissor jack works just fine picking up the truck. Jack stands, all that stuff should fit just nice in that little toolbox I have mounted in the bed of the truck. Got a lot of other little things I'm going to pack with us too. I've got a new, we're going to go ahead and take my 160-degree thermostat. I've got a generic fuel pump I'll be taking with me as well. Because if those of you that remember the fuel pump in this truck, it is a good fuel pump, it really is, but I bought it for really cheap off Marketplace, and that's because it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because somebody took it apart and didn't know how to put it back together. I was able to get it, clean it up, repair it, and get it working. So, but just in case, I've got an aftermarket fuel pump sitting there. I've also got a cam and crank sensor for this junkyard engine, a couple extra spark plug wires here. A couple of the red pre-made ones you guys saw for the driver's side, and then I have these make your owns here for the passenger side to get up and around our exhaust manifolds. A couple of little heat shrouds for the plugs. So other than that, we're doing pretty good. Our spare tire, I'll get that cleaned up, throw in the bed of the truck as well. So just little maintenance, little prep things I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to do the oil change with you mainly just so we could see together how well this engine is doing. It is a junkyard engine. We built it ourselves here. We did all the work, everything. The only thing I haven't done to this truck is align it. We took it to a shop for that. But other than that, we've done everything else, wiring, engine, transmission, all of that stuff. And the oil change showed that the internal health of that engine looks like it's doing pretty good. So little added security for your truck bed in case you got something similar to what I've got, or you want to look in the company for a different truck just to kind of help secure your things a little bit better. And we got this toolkit here from our local hardware store. Like I said, I think it was between $150 and $180. So far looks like it has everything I'm going to need. Sockets that fit our lug nuts. Most of the hardware to fit everything else on this truck. So, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish getting the rest of this little stuff here in our toolbox, get everything kind of finalized and cleaned up. So I am ready to go hit the road here in a few days. But again, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Get out there, work on your junk, right? Find something, add a little extra flair of your own to it, call it your own. Have some fun. get out there and check out your local Cars and Coffees too. There's a lot of neat things out there. The one up here I think happens every weekend, so but go check it out. You know, I mean, at least walk through it at first, figure things out, see the kind of things other people are doing, get some ideas, stuff like that. Have some fun with it. Don't forget to support your local small businesses, help them grow, keep them going strong as well. And it will come back, and it'll help you guys. It'll help everybody out. So, but again, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope I motivated you to get out there and work on your junk. Share this with your friends. Leave a comment, thumbs up. Catch you on the next one.